Speak Between the Lines podcast.
The shit that's uncool to talk about,
we make cool to listen to.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price.
Oh my gosh.
One slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life,
Hey.
grinding all my life.
Niggas forgot about Nip yet, have they?
So what?
Niggas, they haven't forgotten about Nip yet, have they?
no.
One slice.
I see lots of posts on IG and people's stories. So
Yeah. Because then there's people who are in LA.
And his birthday just passed.
Yeah, man. What was his birthday?
I saw it on my IG feed. I think it was a couple days ago.
I'm trying not to sniff in the microphone. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Was that loud? My bad. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm trying to make sure that like the room stays cool, I guess, because my room can get hot. Like this room can get hotter than the other room on the second floor.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that everybody's comfortable.
I got you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but even though it's at the sacrifice of my own health.
And mine.
Well, you don't like the cold weather?
Oh, dude, I'm like 100. Well, okay, I'm heavier now.
I'm about to say you're good now.
Right, but I mean, I'm still not built for hibernation.
You're almost there.
That was tough. That was tough.
Hey man, Rock started early, dog.
That was tough.
That was my shot.
It's a statement.
Rock started early.
Roger's happy somebody in the heavyweight room with him.
You know what I'm
Man.
saying? Both of y'all
In the same class now.
Man, it's rough being only heavyweight on the podcast.
No, I got your back, dog. I'm supporting.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I got that.
I came through for you. I can't wait for you, bud.
Yeah, man.
What?
I'm
Hey,
saying?
podcast mates.
That's what podcast mates are for.
Yeah, dude. We've been sitting on the same couch for 2 years. Bound to happen.
I feel sorry for this couch.
Y'all please don't tear up my shit.
Oh, Lord.
Oh man. All right,
I guess we do have a job to do. All right, man.
We do, yes.
Speak Between the Lines podcast, episode 80. It's your boy, Young Rez.
Join with J Rock.
King Gabriel signing in.
Yes.
Damn, 80 episodes, right? Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Nipsey telling you what we did to get to 80.
Man, been grinding, dog.
Man.
Motherfucking grinding. You hear me?
Hardcore.
Because I know every milestone will say like, 10 episodes, man. Such and such consistency and all that stuff, and then we got to 20 and then
Right.
40. We kind of had that same talk. No, this is actually a grind. Like 80 episodes is not.
Nah, it's not
It's just
easy
not
at
easy.
all.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Stop being fun around.
Stop being fun around what?
Repo Man playing around
Lovers
50.
and friends.
Yo, what was that, episode 12?
Nah, it's still fun. It's still fun.
Boy.
You lied.
Huh, y'all not having fun? Nobody's having fun
It's
anymore.
just work now.
Should we quit?
Yeah, why not?
Quit while we're
behind.
Hey,
behind still.
it's even number to quit on.
It is an even number.
It is a good
if you're gonna
one.
quit, you gotta quit on an even number. 80
All right,
is
y'all.
a nice round number.
Season finale of Speak Between the Lines,
Yeah, man.
episode 80.
Yeah, man.
We had a good run.
We did.
We appreciate y'all.
Thanks. That is kind of fucked up. We were going for like a month.
We
and
took
then
a break and came back to retire.
And then we're done.
4
Hey,
episodes.
hey, y'all, these 4 episodes was hell. Shit.
Yeah, man.
These niggas are Andrew Luxor podcast.
Man, you know what? It was funny that y'all mentioned that because my homeboy Quay, we drop episodes on Wednesday. We try to Wednesday morning. And
Yeah.
like when last week's episode didn't come out Wednesday
Right.
morning.
Nah,
Ryan dropped his hand like, oh.
Well, Clay was on my neck.
Yes. Yeah, he was like, man, 2 weeks in and y'all already bullshit. It was like, bro, it's still Wednesday. Like, we can still drop the episode.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
just not
It was
Wednesday
out
morning.
before midnight.
Yeah.
CP time.
No, it was
time,
out.
yeah.
It wasn't even. It was like it was out like by 7 o'clock by Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
yeah.
It's
'cause
better than our Thursday drops.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It could have been Thursday.
It could have been Thursday
It
or
was almost
Friday.
Thursday.
Only 5 hours away.
Depending on what time zone you was in.
Hell yeah, man. So, I thought that was funny. But yeah, man, you gotta give people some time, which is it's actually cool because that last episode for you to get it out still on Wednesday, that was a tough
impressive.
episode. A tough episode to edit.
Man, that
Yeah, it
was some work.
sounded really, really good.
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
man.
They're thinking that the last episode was
79.
Yeah. We're talking about
78.
Yeah, we're talking about 78.
Yeah. 79 was all right. No, 78 was
A tough one.
that was a tough one.
That was a smoke go both ways.
Smoke goes both
Man.
ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a tough edit. But you did it smoothly, and it sounded great. Like, you couldn't even tell it was a trash episode.
Yeah, man.
Man,
They got through the whole thing like, oh, this is pretty good. Nah, y'all don't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot of stuff on the cut room floor.
Yeah.
A lot.
All right. Okay, cool. So, damn, I think my heart is going to fall out my chest. You know, it's not my heart, though.
You've been holding your chest for a minute. Do we need to stop and take you to the hospital?
No, you shouldn't. Nah, it's fine. It's not my heart. It's like I think my esophagus is inflamed, so like I feel it, but it's not my heart though. It's like a kind of like a discomfort. It's not like no pressure or anything. I don't feel like no elephant on my chest, no shit like that. So I'm not having a heart attack or nothing. It's just like it's weird. I don't know if it was the moonshine that my brother-in-law bought this weekend. They kind of got stuck and kind of like touched that area a little bit too long. But yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like reflux almost. But not reflux at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't got nothing that can break that up?
I don't know what. I mean, if it's inflamed, then it's like it just needs to heal. You know what I mean? I would think. I don't know.
Yeah, just stay away from spicy food, stuff like that.
Yeah, like the hot wings I just had.
The hot wings he just. Oh my God.
And the pizza we just had.
You're an idiot.
All that grease.
Pizza we
Yeah, you
just
stay
had.
away from that.
Yeah, the alcohol I had yesterday. You're right. I think I'm going to start watering salad for at least for a week. They say it's going to take like a few weeks for it to go away, and it just started. So if it's not one thing, it's another. Like my finger is practically healed, to be honest with you.
That's a long recovery time.
Man.
It was.
He was wearing that at the wedding. That was a month ago.
Yeah. So it's kind of almost there a little bit. I just need to do some.
Put that back on.
Look.
I don't want to look at it. No.
Look.
I'm not doing it.
Jared, look at it.
I'm not
Jared,
doing
it's
it.
right. It's all right.
It's not straight.
No, it
Stop.
is straight.
Put it back
Y'all
up.
tripping. No, it's
Put the patch on.
it was worse. Y'all should have seen when I first did it.
I don't
but
want to.
I should have took a picture of it.
No, you shouldn't have.
I should have. We could have used that as the
As the thumbnail.
the thumbnail.
Dumb snail.
Oh man. Okay.
Awkward transition.
Yes.
That's what you got to do. You got to, like, when nothing's happening, you just got to throw a laugh out to kill the dead air.
I mean,
But then like
he literally can't. He can't laugh.
I can't.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
yeah, it's gonna hurt.
Okay.
No, we're good though. I'm
All right.
fine. All right.
Wins the loss.
Yes, because this episode was supposed to be a short.
Yeah, short.
one.
Dubs and nails. Move on.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, wins and losses, dubs and nails. So
Established.
this week I got a loss.
Okay.
I've been trying to find this spicy chicken sandwich for a week and a half now.
Man, sold out.
You can't, man.
Sold out by you.
I tried Rowlett. Went to Addison. I then went to Richardson.
You tried to one out here?
I haven't tried the one out here yet. Is the one out here the plug?
I don't know. I haven't been. I don't know yet.
And apparently, it's not even that good. My wife tried one. She said
How did she get it?
she just went up to
Really?
it. Yeah.
Your wife said it's not good?
Yeah,
That's
said,
the first time.
She said it was all right. Like, it's not a match for what Chick-fil-A is doing. Like, she was like, I don't see why this is a debate. Like, this isn't even close.
Really?
That's the first person I've ever heard say that.
The first person.
I gotta
Which,
try it.
You know, a lot of stuff on social media is like hype. You know, and it's exaggerated. Like the whole beef and all that stuff. Maybe it's not all of that, but
We found out
chicken
Popeyes is
good.
behind the machine.
Man,
Behind the what machine?
The marketing machine to hype this up, to make this a contest.
Man. Well, you know, there was that whole beef on Twitter with like Wendy's
Well, they were-
versus Popeyes.
Popeye was
versus-
clapping hard at people.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
when
I
this
missed
chicken
that.
sandwich came out. Yeah, that's what started this whole
Okay,
thing.
so catch me up. What happened?
All right, so when this chicken sandwich first came out, you know, Popeyes of course put it, you know, on their Twitter page, but then all the restaurants started kind of going at each other, and like that gained steam, and people started retweeting it, and
Wow.
it just went viral. Yeah, it was
I
like,
gotta see that. Yeah.
yeah. So I guess from there, people were like, okay, well, let's try the sandwich, and then like, of course, you know, if something's funny, people kind of just bite off of it and keep it going. So
Yeah,
that's
everybody
kinda-
had a whole bunch of reaction
yeah,
videos.
reaction videos, memes, Chick-fil-A
Nice.
versus Popeyes. But yeah, it was like a whole thing. And Wendy's is always Wendy's is the one Twitter handle. I don't know who's over their social media, but they're hilarious. They're always starting beef with other restaurants. And it was just funny just seeing that, like Popeyes and Wendy's kind of go at it a little bit.
That's dope.
Man, you know what's funny? They're selling these on eBay.
Just on the chicken
Stop
sandwiches on
playing.
eBay.
Yo, it's on eBay right now.
All right, everybody relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
Chill out, y'all.
I'm like, yo, and one sold.
For how much?
It only sold for like $7. Like that, they got people doing crazy listings. I saw one listing on eBay for $16,000.
$16,000 for a chicken sandwich.
I said,
That's gonna be old by the time you get that hoe.
I said, yo, 16. Yo, give me 1,000 for it.
$1,000 for a chicken sandwich.
I will deliver it to you where you at. I will deliver this motherfucker to you.
It's a chicken sandwich. It's not even gonna be fresh. Like, why would y'all pay so much for a chicken sandwich?
Man, I just want to try it.
Yeah.
it's too much hype around. Like
It is. I'm gonna let the hype die down. I'm gonna grab me one. I think I'm gonna get a spicy one. Man, you know what? I saw somebody put mashed potatoes in it. Change the game, dog. They got a side of mashed potatoes, bro.
Dog, I'm reading this Popeyes Wendy's exchange.
You see it?
This is hilarious.
You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The biscuits. You think I'm thirsty?
Yeah,
man,
that's
Kinda
what
that
nasty,
one.
yeah.
That one.
Y'all out here fighting about which of these foods had the second best chicken sandwich. Popeyes like sound like someone just ate one of our business. Y'all looking thirsty.
Man, you know what? That's a good marketing strategy. This is my marketing brain kind of coming in now, because this, like, when they have beefs like this, like restaurants, well, really any corporate account that's supposed to be like all hard and shit, but when they like start talking shit to each other online,
Man.
people always bite on that shit. And maybe it was just a perfect marketing thing, because I saw a post that said that all the hype and word of mouth and memes and all that stuff around the chicken sandwich,
Yeah.
like that's valued at like $23 million worth of advertising.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
they're sold out of Texas, sold out in Louisiana, sold out in California.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like Popeye's gonna sell out that shit, but hey, Chick-fil-A, dog, they always gonna have a sandwich for you, baby.
Man.
They always gonna have a sandwich for you, baby. You know what I'm talking about?
That's true. That's true.
But I do need to try it though. So you haven't had the sandwich yet, Rudy. You haven't had it either. I don't
No.
think me and my wife haven't either. I just wonder if it's all that. Maybe it's not.
Man,
There's a Popeyes right down the street from my house. I'm gonna try to get one.
the people I know who had it, they say, okay, so the Chick-fil-A is a Caucasian lady sandwich who does not cook. The spicy chicken from Popeyes is your grandmama's cooking.
Wow,
Grandmama's
that's either.
cooking.
I
Grandmama's
said,
cooking.
I said,
Thanksgiving
man,
or some
yeah,
shit.
I said, man, you can't play me like this.
Damn.
I saw people find out outside of Popeyes.
Fighting outside of Popeyes because there was no chicken.
Man,
Damn. People are upset. People are upset, man. If they're so hype around something and it's not available.
About scarcity, man. We talked about it.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's what's up, man. Well, best of luck on your chicken sandwich
Yeah.
journey and venture.
Too bad you'll never get to hear about it because this is the season finale.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. You're right.
It's-
Damn.
It's a bittersweet moment.
Yeah, man. So just I don't know, just let us know about it on Instagram or something. I
got
wonder how
you.
many people will actually really be upset if this was. Well, I wonder how many people are going to be upset that this is.
I'm about to say
this
it's
is
not
our
going
last
to. They will be.
yeah, this is our last episode.
All two of our listeners.
All two, yeah,
All two of them.
two, yeah, two.
Download our episode multiple times over multiple emails.
Definitely appreciate y'all. I have multiple email accounts.
Yeah, use multiple emails. Get our
Man.
numbers up. We
God
appreciate
bless
you.
You put the Ricky numbers.
Oh my god. Okay, quick episode. Quick episode.
Oh, yeah, that's
All
right.
right, you done?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you done? I'm done. I'm done.
All right, cool. So I got a win. It actually kind of started off as a loss. So I had 2 nails in one tire.
That sucks.
Yeah, 2 nails in one tire. It was enough to not have my tire full, but it didn't make me flat, if that makes sense. So I was able to get it to Discount Tire one day last week, I guess. And I go to Discount Tire and he's like, looking at my tires and stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's this front tire, because you know how you go place and they try to upsell you on stuff or sell you with other stuff.
Yep.
So I wasn't really like for it. Like, it was hot and I was like, man, look, just fix the tire. I'm gonna be on my way. So he goes around my car, each tire, and he notices that one of the other tires is the wrong size. Right?
Yep.
But it's the tire they sold me.
I'm about to say, what y'all sold me this time?
Yeah, so I was like, so we go to the front of the counter. He's like, yeah, man, so you have a tire on your car that's the wrong size that we sold you. 2.5 years ago. So so
It took y'all 2 years to figure this out.
Thanks for the
right,
update,
exactly. Because I've got my tires changed a few times, or other tires. And so I'm like, okay, well, that's not my fault. He was like, no, I understand. So he's typing in his computer and all that stuff, just typing. I'm just sitting there like, all right, so what's going to happen? I'm still thinking about my other tire. So he's like, all right, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to just replace the tire, the one that's the wrong size, because you paid for the correct size, but you didn't get it. So we'll replace it for free. And then we'll fix the tire with the 2 nails in it if we need to. If not, then we'll replace that one as well. So
Respect.
yeah, man,
That's a big time
look out
win.
for me. Yeah, so I got a new tire that was almost 3 years old. So I
That needs to
saved
be
like,
fixed, replaced anyway.
yeah, that needs to be replaced anyway. But because it was the wrong size, they had to replace it. And then they fixed the other tire. They had 2 nails in it.
That's
They patched
dope.
it up. Yeah,
That's
man,
dope.
so
I like
yeah,
that.
it's a
Good
one.
stuff.
Yeah, that was a decent one, right?
No, that's a big time win.
Yeah. So yeah,
But some tires go a piece. I'm sure they're up there.
yeah, I saved $100 on that tire.
Easy.
Yeah,
Easy money.
yeah, exactly. So
I like it.
Yes.
Well, I got a dub. So as everybody knows, Power is back.
yeah,
So it's probably actually on right. Oh, it's probably off right now. I don't know what time we're recording right now, but
well, if you had the app, you can watch it. If you had the app, you can watch it. You could have
Just
watched
whenever.
It. Yeah,
okay. Oh, you could have watched it yesterday, right?
last night.
Yeah, that's dope. You watched it? Okay, cool. So I called, DirecTV, try to get the Stars package, and dude was like, "Oh, it'll be like $13.99 a month extra," and I was like, $13.99. I thought it was $11 a month because I could have sworn I saw it online for $11 a month, and then I almost second guessed myself and started to download the app because the app was cheaper than that per month.
Right.
And so he was like, well, let me put you on hold and let me see if we can work out a deal. So he came back and said, oh, well, we're just going to give it to you for the next 3 months. And so I was like, well, what happens after 3 months? Because, that's the okie doke. He was like, well, you can call back in and cancel it, or if you keep it, we'll keep it at the $13 that you originally had it at. And so I was like, all right, bet. So when you say 3 months, you mean like, what is it, November 25th. So like by November 10th, I need to call in and cancel this. He was like, exactly. I was like, all right. And so I got Stars for free.
Hey, that's actually what's up.
Well, now let's see if that's a temporary or a permanent win in 3 months.
How about this? So how long is Power going to be for?
I think Power is 25 episodes this year.
Is it 25 episodes?
I want to say it's 25 for the season finale.
Shit.
Well, so you're going to be paying for Stars?
No, yeah, I'll have to pay for it. So he said if you want to keep it, call back and ask for another promotion. But by that time, if God says the same, I will have fiber optics where I'm just going to cancel the cable anyway, and then I can just stream it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So, but you guys will never find out because
this is our last
episode.
Yes. I wish we had a sound effect that could go with that, like something sad. Like,
oh no, you know what? I know something we can put in there.
put it in there?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'll text it to you.
Okay. Man, yeah, Stars. Damn, I wonder because Power is a good ass show, and I know it's 50. I think that doesn't want to keep it, but I mean, once it comes back, people are downloading the app. People are like.
Oh, it's
so
a
I
money
know
maker.
Stars is losing a lot of money on this.
Yeah. But I think he said they're going to do some spinoffs.
Yeah, I think one's a prequel with Tommy, or it's a prequel with Ghost, or maybe a prequel with 50. I know they're going to do some type of prequel to set up.
They're going to do a prequel with Tommy and Ghost. They might as well just call it season 7.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out, because at the end of last season.
Spoilers.
Yeah, at the end of last season, it was like Tommy and Ghost were beefing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm just wondering.
Who would have thought Tommy would have been the final boss? I thought Dre was supposed to be the final boss.
Nah, not Dre. I like Dre, but nah, not. I don't see him as the final boss.
But you remember what was that? The end of season 4. Remember Tommy? Spoilers. Tommy, 50, and Ghost was all in the car watching Dre go into the hotel.
Yeah.
I thought they were setting him up to be the big bad boss. I was like, oh snap, Dre's gonna be, and then the next season he was like a bit character.
Right. Yeah. See, I don't know.
Then I thought, well, never mind. We short episode. We can't get
Short
into
episode.
Power. Can't get into it. Short final.
Final episode.
Last-
Damn, that's fucked up too. We're gonna have the last episode be like a short episode.
Yeah, that's how we sticking it to him.
Yo. Oh shit.
Keep playing with us.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Tweet between the
We're
lines.
not your slaves.
All right.
Feeling good, feeling great. Feeling great, feeling good. How are you?
The hell?
It's the last episode, y'all.
Yo,
You know, I'm gonna miss hearing that song.
they already took our production costs. Like, the production value of the show is dropping.
Bro, they getting us up out of here. That wasn't supposed to end short like that. What the hell was that?
I don't know, man. Lights started turning out in the room. Like, it got dark. What is going on?
Oh man.
Where's
hell
our
yeah.
cameraman going?
I know, right? The one that we never had. Let's not get on his ass.
Hey man, I don't know what happened, man. Shit.
Oh man, does he still work at?
Yeah, he's still up there at the place.
Y'all still see him?
Yeah, I still see him.
I see shadows of him.
You see shadows of him.
10
Nobody
minutes of 10 minutes of video footage
that we never got.
that
Even
we
that
never
video
got.
footage
But
we don't have.
he never did nothing with it.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't wonder. All right, so
Lifestyles.
yes, tweet between the lines. All right, so we have a response tweet from Shock the World. I got Alex Sweet in the building. So he said, responded to the most recent tweet between the line. Well, which, so he responded to the tweet between the line question about relationships. Right. Mm-hmm. And should you still stay attracted to for your spouse and stuff? That's the one he's responding to. So he said, responding to a recent tweet between the lines. Why wouldn't you want to continue to be attracted to your significant other? If you want the best for your partner, shouldn't you be giving them the best version of yourself? Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree. I think I'm trying to remember exactly what we said, but I think what we were asking, like, is it a requirement? Like,
Right.
Is it
know what I
okay
mean?
for the person to leave if you don't?
that was a piece of the conversation too.
Right.
But I think you should want to just you want to stay up for your partner just as you want them to stay up for you. But I don't think that would be a reason that you would leave them though.
Right.
I think that's what we're saying.
Yep.
I hope that's what I said. So
Consistency.
yo, because that's a quick turnaround. 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, so here's the question that we have. Is from I guess a listener. I almost said his name, but I'm not going to.
Anonymous.
Yes, anonymous. He says, so this is for you. This is for us. So he says, my girlfriend and I have been living in a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 4-bathroom house. The rent is $2,300 a month, but we pay $460 a piece plus half of the utilities. It's been 2 years.
Wait. Stop. Pump the
Hold
brakes.
on, no.
Pump the brakes.
Let me finish.
Okay.
So he says, so
You
we
putting
pay.
out your calculator because I'm just like,
Right, yeah,
wait,
yeah,
what?
it's not adding up, right? So he says we pay $460 a piece plus half of the utilities. It's been 2 years, and we've been able to save up $72,000. To be honest, I'm addicted to the process. I want to keep doing this for at least another year before we get married. The problem is she wants to move. How can I convince her to stay? Now, it's a huge house, and they actually share the house with his brother and wife.
Okay.
And his girlfriend's best friend. So they're splitting the rent.
Okay.
Right. But his girlfriend wants to leave. He wants to convince her to stay so they can keep saving money.
Got it.
So they're
it's
part of this whole like group economics thing.
smart.
And she
No,
wants
I'm
out of
rolling.
it.
I'm rolling.
You rolling with it?
Yeah, no, I get it because I actually just had a discussion with my wife about this. Wow, I think we were walking around the block maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago. We were talking about how smart that would have been, because other races do that. Like in our neighborhood, there's like not our next door neighbor, but the one right next to them. It's like 6 people in that house.
Yeah.
Right, and their mortgage is probably like somewhere between $1,800 and $2,000, but if they split it up between the 6 people, I mean they're only coming out of pocket a couple $100, so they're stacking like massive income.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to get into a tangent. What was his question though? So he's trying to get her to stay.
Yeah,
Right,
how does
he wants her to stay in it, but she wants out of it, and he's trying to get advice on how to convince her to stay a part of this group.
How much did he save in a year?
Economics. So it's been 2 years, and he saved $72,000.
72,000?
Yeah, so
Well done.
$36,000 a year he saved.
First off, well done, brother.
Yes, round of applause.
Round of applause for my G.
Round of applause for that.
That is big time.
That is huge. That is huge.
That is big time, big time. My only
That's
question.
almost your debt.
That was
2
my next
years.
question. I was gonna say, like, honestly, at that point, my only concern would be like, are you still in debt? Because that sounds good until you tell me you got 76,000, but you're like 180,000 in debt. Like, wait, no, no. But how to get the girlfriend to stay? Well, Jay, you want to answer this first, or do you want me?
Oh, yeah, I can go and attack it. So the first thing I would go with is, what was the original plan that got her on board with it? Mm-hmm. Was it to get a certain amount of money saved up? Was it to save up to where you guys can buy your own house cash? Because crazy enough, you're almost at that point where in another 2 years that y'all could buy the house or put a substantial amount on it, where y'all could be paying the same amount that you're paying now on the house that you want. So what I would say is sell her on the dream. Sell her on what staying means and what that can provide for her, for y'all's future. So they're engaged now.
Girlfriend.
Just
Girlfriend
yikes.
and I is what it is.
So my boy, you're gonna have to take a trip to a jewelry store first.
Yeah, I'm
before
about to say
can-
you. I got.
Yeah, that's a good idea, but you're gonna need to.
That is a good point.
Yeah,
is a good point.
I'm thinking that she was fiance
If
at
it's just
first.
the girlfriend,
Yeah, you just a girlfriend.
maybe
That's-
she's not.
Yeah, she don't know how.
It's hard to sell somebody on the future when they're not tied.
Yeah,
down.
yeah, exactly.
She's
So
like, man, we got $72,000 in the bank. And they ain't bought me no ring yet. Like, God damn.
and then it's like I'm the girlfriend. So do we have $72,000 or
does
does
he
you have
have
$72,000? So I have some questions. That was kind of where I was gonna go to. Is like, like what was the circumstance that you guys initially got into this relationship for? Like, was this a business deal where it's like, all right, cool, where everybody's coming up? Also, I would ask, what's the relationship between the girlfriend and the two roommates? Do they all get along? Like,
They all do get along.
okay, so
Yeah, there's a lot. It's because it's a paragraph, but I wanted to kind of summarize it.
okay,
But I can finish.
yeah, go ahead, finish.
All right. Okay. So he says, how can I convince her to stay? Roommates include my brother and his wife, and his girl's best friend. So he thinks it's a sweet deal because they all get along. The house is about 3,000 square feet. So we're not on top of each other. Everything was up in the air because they thought the house was getting sold. So they were looking for a new place for themselves, but the owner was willing to re-sign all of them for another year. And he said he wants to do it to see if he can save $100,000. Help a nigga out, please. Thanks.
I love the plan. I mean, from a financial standpoint, but it's just a peace standpoint. Like, I don't know why she wants out. Like,
Because she wants to start her. I guess I'm gonna be her. So, because maybe she wants to start her own life with her boyfriend, want her own space. Yeah, we're not on top of each other and we're all friends, but I see these people every day. I
And it
want
gets
our own
old.
space.
And you can't walk around naked.
Yeah.
And there's other people
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be able to walk
there's
around this
rules.
bitch butt ass naked with my ass out, and I walk through the kitchen and you slap that motherfucker. You know what I mean? But I can't do that if your brother and his girl here and my homegirls. We can't do all that. I'm assuming. Now, maybe they are doing it, but I don't know. But I'm just assuming. All this is just assumption right now.
yeah.
But I would think. I mean, what would be the reason? What would be any other reason? Maybe she think that's a lot of money because that's the most money they've ever had. So it's like this is a good foundation.
Or it could be a commute thing too. I mean, maybe she doesn't. I don't know if she works near the area or not. Like, she might be sacrificing making a drive. Like, there's something else like that has to be a part of that. But I would say I'm with Jay on this. You got to sell her on the vision, whatever the vision is going to be. I'm assuming that it includes him and the girlfriend. So long term, like, you're stacking this bread for a certain reason. You need to remind her of what the reason it is that you're stacking the bread. 2, at this point, you've been together. How long have they been in the house together? 3 years.
Yes.
So they've been in the house 2 years.
2 years.
So they're in a committed relationship. I'm not sure how long they were in a relationship before they got into the house, but let's say it takes a girl at least a year to gain the confidence to move in with her boyfriend and his brother and another, So let's say
But
they've been.
it's her homegirl too, though. So she's not like moving
That's
in
true.
with a whole bunch of other people. It's like her homegirl's in it too.
All right, so let's say they've been together 3 years.
Okay.
I think by that time, you probably know if this is a person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Mm-hmm. I think he needs to propose.
You think that'd be enough to sell her?
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be enough to sell her, but I don't think he would be able to sell her without the commitment aspect of it. I think that's the problem. It's like, okay, y'all are shacking and that's cool from a technical standpoint, from a business standpoint, but it's a business standpoint.
Right.
The ring solidifies like, okay, cool. I can lie. It's almost like one of those things where you, I don't want to say you sucker somebody in, but it's, but it is. It's like when you,
like I got this one chick. We can get the rent down to $460 if I bring her in. I'm gonna tell her that's my girl, or whatever. You know
what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
We all friends. We got 3,000 square
I'm gonna
feet.
keep it as long as I can, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell her this my girl, but you know what I'm saying? Get the rent down.
Yeah, but no, it's one of those things like I feel like politicians do that. Like they'll say, well, I'm going to lower taxes or something like that. No, here's what they say. They'll say like, we're going to give all teachers raises or something like that. Mm-hmm. Some bullshit that they know they can't do. Right.
Yeah,
and then everybody
they did do it though.
Huh?
They did do it though. We can't say that.
Finally. But what, it took them like 50 years? like you've been promising that for like, since before we were here.
Oh yeah.
Nigga, we went through 2 wars before that shit happened. Like, 2 wars and a national tragedy before. Like, are you kidding me?
For real, bro.
Like,
That is
nah,
funny.
I want to hear that.
Yeah, no, I ain't mad at you.
Like, nah, nigga, we did it. Yeah, but what time frame did you do it in?
I told you it was gonna get done.
Yeah.
I never said when.
Like,
Yeah. But
yeah.
like you promise somebody something, but you give them a little something to appease them.
Uh-huh.
I think that's what the ring was. Hopefully, she's not listening to this. Otherwise, you're screwed. But I would offer a ring to basically help her understand that I'm invested in you. I'm not just invested in my bank account. That's one.
I mean, I would hope that this is a joint account, because if it's joint, then she has a financial tie with it.
Uh-huh.
I would hope this. So okay, so let's say
Because
it's a joint
if
account.
this is this 100 in his account,
That's a problem.
man.
Yeah, that's
that would
right.
be-
Especially
that
if
would
she's
be
not
wild.
good at, especially if she's not good with money, and then like she ever sees his account and it's like $73,000, $72,000 in there, and then she's not good with money, and maybe she's only got 4.
Yeah.
4,000 for the regular person is like, damn, that's a lot of money. 4,000 to a person that's rooming with someone with 72 is like, what the hell am I doing in my life?
Hell yeah. That is true.
So let's assume they have a joint account.
Yeah. Let's assume that they're married too. Well, not married, but let's assume that they're engaged.
It's headed towards that.
Right. So the ring,
Okay.
like committing to the ring, like you said, which is great advice, I think, because I think that would be something that's like, all right, yeah, he's actually really in for me. I
Yeah.
think that can help out.
Yeah, it's a security blanket.
Right.
It's a safety net.
Right. So let's assume that they're already engaged.
If they're already engaged, you have no leverage. Like the ring is the leverage, because if you're already engaged and your fiance is saying, I want to move, and your response is, yes, but we could save so much money, the only play is the why is the money important, because she could always come back with, we got enough money.
Yeah.
So you have to now justify why the money that you have currently is not enough.
Right.
What is the purpose for the money? What is the job that the money is supposed to fulfill? And we don't know that.
Well, I would assume that they already have something that they're saving up for.
Right.
Because most people can't save up $72,000 and have it set aside.
Right.
So I'm assuming the money's set for something. At this point, if they're already engaged, I'll put the wedding on. It's like, yo, we can pay for this wedding where we don't have to increase debts with moving out as well. Because he already wants to save another $18,000. You can take half of it, pay for a wedding.
That ain't gonna cut it.
Well,
$18,000 on a wedding. Not when you live in that lifestyle. Like,
Yeah.
That ain't gonna work.
Just as a
You
piece.
gotta,
Just
you gotta,
a
you
piece
gotta
of
up
work.
that. You gotta up that wedding bill. you talking like $30,000-$40,000.
That would be. I don't think they would. I would hope they wouldn't do nothing like that.
Nigga, don't do that. I'm just saying. Like you go from 72 to 30 on a wedding, you a fool.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I don't know. I think
We're not helping him, are we? We're just kind of
maybe. I think we kind of are. I think maybe we are. I guess I would say. I don't know. I would say see what she wants. Like what does she want out of life? I know she wants to be out of the house, but like what type of house does she want? Like what does her life outside of y'all's group economics? What does that look like to her? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then once she tells you,
wait, how old are these people?
we don't have age,
Because that might be a factor too. Is age might be a factor.
Age might be, there's a lot of factors that we don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We're
So
working with a lot of unknowns.
yeah, and so and that's a great point because we can't really. I mean, our advice is going to be generic.
General.
Yeah, it's going to
Right.
be general based off what we have. It's not going to be situational because we don't know everything. So, I think if he does that and then like he gets an idea of like what she wants or what you want, then I would say, all right, look, I want to give you the lifestyle that you want to have and more. Give me one more year to do this, and you can have that lifestyle.
Another part with that is show her what the lifestyle looks without it. Because like
What do
if
you mean?
they're paying $800 plus utilities. If they take everybody out the house and they're paying the full 23, because that's what they're looking at. You know, it may not be as big, but they're still looking at least anywhere between 1,000 to 16 on a mortgage.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, what does our finances look like if we're paying everything and it's just us?
Yeah. Do a mock trial on that.
That's good
I
advice.
think that's good advice. Yeah,
I like
so
that.
utilities, lights, and all that stuff. Get the bill and then just cut it out, whatever it is, and don't say that y'all don't touch y'all savings because you got to
Exactly.
act like it's not there.
Yeah.
I would think. You know what I mean? So yeah, just see what y'all would have left if y'all were in this house on your own, or whatever house that y'all would get on y'all's own, because it may not be as big of a house because it's only gonna be two of them.
Yeah, I'll say do that, and that will give her a perspective. Because right now it's not real to her as far as what you would spend and what money you have left month to month.
Right. But then the thing with him too, though, is it's like because he says he wants to do it for another year, right? We don't know if he's said this in the past and she's kind of giving in. You know what I mean? So if you say just one more year and you get to the end of the year, you got to be ready to break out. You can't be like, oh, I want to get to 130 or 150. You got to be stay on your promise.
You know what? And then to piggyback off of that, it's what actually happens during that year. Because let's say I say to the girl, like, okay, well, give me 1 year, right? So I can save X amount of dollars, right? But then throughout the months, I'm tricking off on stupid stuff. So I'm not really saving the X amount of dollars, which is why I need another year.
Yeah.
So it depends on what behaviors are you actually exhibiting throughout the year.
Right.
Does she see you focused on whatever it is that you're trying to do? Or are you kind of bull crapping? I'm trying to stop cussing. You're just messing around because you have that safety net. Because I mean, in a real sense, they're living in a fake world right now. The world that they're operating in isn't normal and it's not regular. So they have a lot of safety nets.
Yeah.
That don't exist for the common folks.
Right.
So I agree with Jay. You have to show her what real life looks like without the safety net. And then also, if you're going to ask for a year, you have to be ready to go at the end of that year. So he can sell her on the vision, but that follow through got to be on point. Because what you don't want to do is get all the money and then lose the one that's supposed to be riding for you.
Right. Yeah.
Because if she's really someone that gets you, understands you, values who you are, you don't have to pretend to be somebody that you're not. And she's riding with you. You don't want to be. Here's what you don't want to be. You ever see how niggas get into the NBA or the NFL or professional sports, or they become an executive of some company and they're single? Now all the women that come to them or all the men that come to them, you don't really know, are they, because, you know, it could be a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gave me the facial expression. It could be a woman that achieves this.
Yeah.
So WNBA. Maybe I should have said the WNBA too. But man or woman, you're successful. You got all this money, and now people are coming at you because you have all this money. So they're not. Their intentions aren't even good. You rather be with the person who came up with you. So don't lose the person that came up with you because you're trying to stack the bread.
Right.
That doesn't
true.
make sense.
That is true. And we don't know the mindset of the other people who are in the house with you, right? Like
Maybe they tired of your ass.
right. maybe they want out as well. I don't know. Like, cause you can get so focused on just, all right, I want 100,000. We can do this. But then all the people who are in this group economics, like old girl, home girl, and then your brother and his wife, they may be like, all right, yeah, nah, we done with this. This is cool. Like, so then what happens then?
Yeah. Real talk though, like $100,000, depending on how you cut that up, I kind of get him what he's saying. Like he's trying to stack the bread as high as he can because it don't take long to run through that, like at all.
But shit, not a lot of people have 100,000 just chilling.
No, that's true too.
Either.
Well, hopefully his money's not liquid. Hopefully it's gaining some sort of interest. It's invested in something. It ain't just sitting.
Oh, it could
in
just
the
be sitting
bank.
in the bank.
It's probably just in the bank.
I hope not.
It could be.
Invest in something. Get a Roth IRA at least. Stop. Like, what are you
Stop.
What are you doing? but the thing is like, all right, let's say they got to get 2 cars. Mm-hmm. They buy 2 cars. Let's say they're modest. They're $20,000 a piece. That's 40.
Yeah.
Say you put a down payment on a house, and you put down what, a sizable one, because what they're in like a 3,000 square foot, so they cut down to maybe a 2,000 square foot, a $200,000 house. Well, what's 20% of a $200,000 house? That's 40,000.
Right.
So now you're at 80. So now you only got 20 left, and then you got to get married. Well, that's 100 gone. 2 cars, a down payment on a conventional loan for a house on a $200,000 house, and a marriage. That's 100. You're done. Don't take long.
Maybe they won't put down 40,000.
Well, if
Just
you're gonna buy a
'cause
house,
you could, I mean, you should.
my boy, words of advice from one homeowner to another. If you're gonna get a home and you got that kind of bread, get a conventional loan. PMI will tear your ass up. Do not get a house with that much money rolling in there with like a 3% down payment. You a damn fool.
Okay.
That PMI will, okay. All right, nigga. Okay.
No one said
Y'all
anything.
niggas looking at me like y'all know what fuck PMI is.
I know exactly what
Shit
it
would
is.
tear your ass up.
No,
But no one said anything. You know, like he said, "No, I'm gonna do it."
No,
Like, oh, okay.
I'm picturing him listening to me like, nigga, I don't need no fucking conventional. Okay, nigga.
That's how it came off. Like you were talking, he was just like, "Oh, okay, all right, then." Yo, fuck nigga.
You be talking to a nigga that ain't listening to you. You know he ain't gonna listen to your ass. You be like, okay, nigga.
Oh man, could y'all do it? Rez, I know you probably could do it, right? Could you do group economics? You think?
Depending on the people I was with, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna assume. Could you, Rez?
It depends. I thought about doing it with 2 people. It would only be you and Ash or Callie and Tara. Those are the only 2 people I would ever do this with.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because it has to be a couple.
Yeah.
And it have to be somebody that my wife gets along with, and it would have to be someone that, like, we could like waste hours upon hours of time just talking bullshit or watching movies and never get into anything.
Right. Yeah.
Because I ain't like, if I'm going into that situation like he got, I'm on mission like 100K for real. So I'm with him. That's what I'm saying. Like, I ain't doing shit. I'm finna stack this bread. I'm coming out that bitch debt free. Like we solid.
Right.
So, but yeah, I can only do it with 2 people.
I feel that.
So, would you?
Group economics, yeah, I could do it.
Shit, nigga, we can sell these houses right now.
Shit, hell yeah, move into just one house,
Shit, nigga, take that equity, dog.
and be chilling.
I'm saying.
I could. I've known some people to do it. That's what you see some cultures do it. Because I was having this conversation with somebody, and I don't want to stay on it too long because it's supposed to be one of our shortest episodes because it's our last one. But I know I was talking to somebody, and they was explaining how like certain cultures they'll do group economics, and like let's say you have a business, right? But all your family's in one house, you're able to charge less for your prices on your business because your expenses aren't as high.
Right.
So like, let's say, I don't know, a carpenter charges, I don't know, $10,000 for a project, right? But if you do group economics and your expenses aren't as high, then you can maybe charge $5,000.
And you're gonna get more business.
Right. You're cutting
Yeah.
the work because you're getting more business, but then at the same time, your expenses aren't high. So
That's lovely.
yeah, it is. So thought that was interesting. But yeah, I would do it. I would.
My boy, I'm just saying, we ain't got a podcast no more. Like we could.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
we got to
shit.
do something.
Yeah, hit us up. Y'all looking for people? Shit. I don't know. Maybe not. we don't know him like that. I mean, he's just somebody.
I mean, it's no, they can't hit us up. The email's gonna be closed.
We closing the email?
You know,
Nah, leave the email open so they
Yeah, the IG
give
something.
them some glimmer of hope.
We gotta keep something. Yeah.
I mean,
Just
we
don't
got
ever,
the IG.
just don't ever respond to them. That's what you do.
That's what you do. Yeah. There you. That's how you do it. Hit us up, man.
For what?
Why?
Right. Well, yeah, don't hit us
We're
up.
not gonna respond to
Yeah,
you.
we're not gonna. Yeah, we're actually not gonna respond. So I'm not even gonna do the drop.
72,000 is amazing.
72,000.
I'm proud of
That's
him.
impressive.
I'm
Yeah.
proud of him.
But hit us up. You know, you'll have a few days after
Most
this.
niggas got
after this
72,000 at the
podcast.
strip club.
You say what?
Most niggas spend 72,000 at the strip club in his situation. They be.
Yeah, man, that shit's wild. But yeah, let us know. Would you do group economics?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Let us know. Our social should be up for a little bit, but we do still have our personal accounts, so you can
Yes.
let us know as well.
You still know us as people.
Yes. Also, check out our merch, please. bit.ly/SBTL store.
It's only going to be up for another week.
Yes, this is a closing sale, liquidation sale.
30% off.
Everything is
Going out of business still.
Everything must
Go.
yeah, man. bit.ly/SBTL store. You'll find all of our shit. All right, y'all.
You can also get the bell for $1.
Yes. The bell is for $1. We're selling the mics. We may not sell the Zoom A6.
No,
I think
No,
we-
I'm keeping that for sentimental reasons.
Yeah.
Take us back to memories of Repo Man.
Hell yeah, for real. All right, y'all. What y'all got?
So, one thing that I wanted to chop it up on real quick is a video that I ran across on Box Den. Maybe about, hold on, when did this get posted? This got posted 8 months ago. So I've been sitting on this one for a minute. But it's a video about a young lady who goes over just different reasons that women lose respect for men. And so, we'll put the link in the description. That way you can actually subscribe and learn things from someone else, since we won't actually be a thing anymore.
I got a question about that. Have we been putting stuff in the description?
I did. I put the every dollar.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
After
Alright.
J-Rock posted, I went and put the link in.
What about the links to the other episodes? Did we do that? No.
Let's just pretend. I mean, it's the last episode. They don't.
None of this
not like they're
shit
gonna be able
does
to contact
matter.
us.
You're right. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry. Continue, sir. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You're right. None of this matters.
Like,
But
none of
anything
this
I'm saying right now just doesn't matter at all.
Everything must go. All right. So basically, the young lady gets a perspective of just different ways that men, unfortunately, put women in a situation where they have to be masculine. And by masculine, what she's talking about is taking on roles that men should do, that in turn make the women lose respect for the man, and leads to them basically glorifying independent women. You know, niggas ain't men ain't what's the other one? All my single ladies. All my single ladies.
I don't want no scrubs.
Yeah. I know. All that.
Yeah.
So she goes into it. It's a really good video. It's short. It's about 20 minutes for the content that she's actually giving.
Yeah.
And she goes just over the different scenarios. So I know Jay got a chance to see it. I guess, what were your initial thoughts when you first saw it?
I agree with a lot of the information that she was actually putting out there. It's going into the 5 major categories with, protecting, providing, not being a yes man. I know we'll probably have a lot to say about that one. Then, the actual sexual aspect of it. And
Do you want me to go over the actual category she?
Yeah.
Okay. So here are the 5 things that she talked about that basically men do that causes women to lose respect. So number one is lead. And so she talked about how women want a man that's going to take charge. You know, the man is the head of the household. And she mentioned that women are the head of the children. And so traditionally speaking, the man is the one that, even though it's a couple and they're both affected by it, the man is typically the one that makes the decision. Not to ignore the woman. Like, the woman has her say, of course, and the man should value what she's bringing to the table. But ultimately, she's saying that you can't always tell a woman yes. You eventually have to tell her no. Otherwise, you're going to have a spoiled woman. And then you're going to create a monster because she's so used to being told yes that the moment you turn around and say no to her and put your foot down, she's going to reject you. She's going to be upset with you and act like you don't love her anymore because you don't give her what she wants when she's used to you always doing that.
I know relationships like that.
Yeah. So
yeah,
she talked about that. She talked about protection. And I thought that was interesting because, you know, she initially alluded to the fact that, you know, women need their man to protect them. So, like, say a guy's flirting with them unnecessarily. You know, maybe your woman needs you to handle that, to make sure that, you know, you shut that down. Mm-hmm. But also from a standpoint of protecting her emotionally, whether it be from family, whether it be from friends, protecting her spiritually, protecting her from verbal assaults. Like, all of those situations, you as the man are responsible for making sure that she's good. Even if she's in the wrong, protect her in that moment, but check her later in private. And a lot of women start to lose respect for men. And she alluded to the fact that men never talk about talk to their family and loved ones when they disrespect the wife. So mom is going hard on the wife, but we don't say anything because it's mom. So the woman's left to fend for herself, and then she ends up losing respect for the man when we're supposed to leave. What does the Bible say?
Leave and cleave.
Yeah. What is it?
It's basically you're supposed to leave your parents and cleave on to your wife.
Right, that part. And so she talked about that. Go ahead.
Right before you go into the next one. So what I found interesting about that, and what I saw that generally leads into that area, is both men and women do it, is whenever you're dating and you're telling your family everything wrong that the other person does. Mm-hmm. So they're getting the bad on it. You forgave the person, you're moving past it, but they're still bringing up old stuff.
Yeah.
And when it's, you know, you're not married yet, so you're like, okay, well, I see your point. You're getting feedback, and then once you get married, you're still letting other people in your marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that you're giving your family ammunition
To shoot
back at your wife. Versus if you keep everything private and then you work on it separately, you work on it as a family, or boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, and then you don't let all the negatives spew out into in the street.
Right.
The family doesn't have the ammunition to shoot back at you.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, with relationship stuff, you can't really talk to family members about that for that particular reason.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, even people that you thought that you maybe would talk to about other stuff, like, yeah, no, you can't do that. I probably got caught up in that, I'm sure, in my earlier days, because I've had, you know, back and forth and disagreements and all that stuff, and disagreements with different parties, and it's like, yeah, you don't want to get into that whole telling your family about your relationship. But then it's kind of tough too, because then it's like, should you not go to anyone about your relationship? Because they say that too, though.
I would say, in transparency moment, I lived that. So in my first marriage, you know, I dealt with the whole getting cheated on thing, right? Well, I didn't tell my parents or my brother what was going on. And the reason I did that is because initially when she told me, the first few weeks I was just kind of in no man's land. And then I realized, okay, well, I want to fight for the marriage. Well, I didn't want to tell my family, and then they're all they got my back and they're supporting me and they're like, oh, she's wrong. She shouldn't have done that. And then I forgive her. And now I look like the sucker for love nigga.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I know relationships like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I went through that whole, like when she cheated on me, I didn't leave until year and a half later, I want to say. And it was abrupt. Like my family was just like, what happened?
Right.
And then I told them, and it was funny because I remember one of my family members got mad at me because I didn't come to him in the moment. He was like, bro, you telling me this like a year and a half later, like what, why didn't you come to me? And it's for that exact reason. Like, how would I look and how would the situation be if I forgave her? We worked through this whole ordeal and now you're constantly shooting at her for something that we are done with.
Right.
But to answer your question, in that situation, I went to someone remote. I went to someone who could give me advice, who I could confide in, that one was going to keep it real with me, but two, wasn't going to be a situation where they could directly affect the relationship because we're not always going to be around them anyway.
Right.
That person, I was only talking to them maybe 3 times a year. So it didn't matter what I told them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. You
Didn't
have to
matter.
find somebody who's not going to pick a side. Because once somebody has a stake in a fight, that fight never ends.
Yeah, they got to be objective. They got to be objective.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Because if you talk to somebody who's really, really close to you and they're going to take your side anyway, that's stupid. Like, you're not going to learn anything from that conversation. And then all you're going to do is make another enemy for your spouse. Makes no sense.
That's true.
Makes no sense at all.
Bam. All right.
So the next one was produce. And so this was big because she talked about how the way society is, especially for, black people, like it's kind of set up, where black men don't make that, they're not as financially secure as we should be as a race. And so she alluded to like, welfare system, the prison system, like all these things that have been set up to, hold black men down. And so she talked about how that could be a touchy spot for someone because a woman wants her man to provide and to produce for her. So providing is, you bring home the check. You make sure that the household is established. Even if she's working, like you're the one that's making sure everything's established. Producing is not being a lazy person and just sitting around not doing anything. Remember Marlissa a couple episodes ago, she was like, if we're playing video games and eating pizza, then she's like, grow up. Well, what she's talking about, and we joked about it like it was a shot, but what she's really alluding to is what she's talking about is women want a man that's going to produce for them. They're not just bringing home a check. They're actually being active. They're working on something, whether that's being a handyman, whether that's working out, whether that's creating something, like they're contributing something to society or to their legacy outside of just bringing home a check.
Right.
And that garners respect. If you're not doing that and you're just kind of aloof and hanging around and sitting down, not doing nothing, and every time she sees you, you're in the same spot, she's going to start to lose respect and resent you.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And then the last one, any thoughts on that before?
I got not just doing something, but basically having ambition about yourself, as far as not just being satisfied with where you're at now in your job and just being okay. I'm making X amount of money, and this is all I'm gonna ever have.
Right.
Is what are you doing outside of it to get to the next position, to put yourself and your family into a better position.
Right.
That's what I got from that part.
Agreed.
What about the women who just want stability though? Like if that one position, that one job is just enough for them.
I think
And I can play 2K then, shit.
And eat pizza. Right.
And it beats my nigga, shit.
See, I don't think women are wired that way. I think women take pride in their man. Like I think women like to brag on their man too. Especially when they're around other women. So let's say you have your woman in a position where she's in a room full of other women and they're bragging on their man, and they're doing all this extra shit on top. I just cussed. All this extra stuff on top of bringing home the check, and they'd be like, okay, well, you know, what's your man doing? You're like, well, you know, he pays the bills.
Yeah.
What else?
I remember one time I had like on my break, I was with my last company. I had a lot of flexibility because I had my own truck, so I was moving around.
Yeah.
I just went. It was for an occasion, I'm sure, but I just dropped flowers off at Ashley's job. Like, just pulled up, like, hey, you on lunch? All right, here you go. And people was like, oh my gosh, and yeah, she felt some type of way because it's a gesture that's like outside of like what you said, just paying bills and providing all that stuff. That's crazy. Like women like their men to compete on what their men do for them.
Women,
that's not wild to y'all.
Women are more competitive, I think, than men, just in different things.
Valentine's Day at work is a trap.
It is man, it is horrible.
Man, that's just what it was. It was Valentine's Day. You're right. That's what it was.
Valentine's Day so much.
I do too. I don't like it.
Yeah,
my most hated holiday.
It's the worst holiday ever created by man.
Yes.
Freaking.
But I realized what I've realized now is that you don't have to do
arrows.
Sometimes you don't have to do much. You just have to do
Wings.
enough. What? You talking about the baby? You talking about Cupid?
It's just stupid. It's just the whole thing's stupid.
That is
Like a baby with wings shooting people with arrows.
That's called
hypnotizing. First of all, that's manipulation. So I get shot with a damn arrow and I instantly fall in love with the person. Like, come on, man.
the first person you see.
Like, are you serious right now?
the first person?
So women, y'all down with this manipulation shit?
Yeah.
Yes,
Like, nigga,
yes, they are.
Like,
ain't
come on,
that
man.
something?
That's some BS.
That
Ooh,
is.
edit it. That was good.
Yeah. BS.
Yeah, that's some BS.
Now I have a question.
Go ahead. We can spit off.
It's like a bonus question. It's kind of about it, but it's not really. If you got shot by Cupid's arrow, right? Because when you get shot, you fall in love with the first person you see. You get shot. Who would be the first person that you would want to see?
That I would want to see, or
Yes.
most likely to see.
Wait,
Because that could go left.
where am I when I got shot?
That
Is the first question.
That could go
I'm
left.
in the bed at the house.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm saying it's just a question. I don't know. You just answer the way you want to. You can say your wife.
No, I mean it depends on where. No, I'm not gonna use that. That's lame. I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It depends on where you're at. Because like if you're at work, I mean,
You gotta close your eyes until you hear somebody's voice.
though.
Well, think about it. Like think of all the scenarios you could be at work. What happens if Cupid catches your ass and you're in the bathroom? That's an L.
That is an L.
That's an L.
You lock eyes with the person right next to you in the urinal. Like, damn, son.
You know what I'm saying? Or you could be washing your hands and you just look up in the mirror and like, hey. Yeah, come on, man.
Is that
I'm
fresh
all
cut?
right. Yeah, I'm all right.
You know what I'm
Nigga,
saying?
damn.
Or worse, you could be in HR, and now you are in love with the HR director. Just
Hell
screwed.
yeah.
Really about to catch a
And
case.
she about to fire your ass. Like you catching all kinds of hell.
Yeah, okay. Let's say you walk in down Hollywood
Ooh,
Boulevard.
what if you was at the barbershop? Oh,
Pull the bushy while you in the chair?
Stop it.
That was up.
Get a brush up.
Hell yeah.
Stop it. I hope the beauty salon's attached. Give me a chance.
Right. Walking down in Hollywood somewhere. Who a celebrity?
Walking down to Hollywood,
Yeah, Hollywood Boulevard or something.
probably be some struggling actress that's working as a waitress. I have talent. No, you don't. You're just here.
Those be the best ones. Undiscovered.
Undiscovered. See, you gotta watch right. He's manipulative. I can tell.
Yo, these arrows gotta fly.
Oh man.
All right, go ahead, man. With the
Oh, so it's
Yes.
just clever segue. Speaking of arrows, the last point was penetration. I think we all know what she means by that.
Yeah, what you talking about though?
Just
What you talking
pictured-
about?
I
Let's
just
break it
pictured
down.
Abe doing his smooth R&B
You know what I'm
voice.
saying? Maybe
Y'all finna get off the couch.
penetration. You know what I'm saying? Penetration. You gotta be able to penetrate, baby. You gotta be able to penetrate. Penetrate them walls, though.
Oh my God.
These four walls could talk.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically saying that her point was that women want a man that is gonna put it down, because sometimes women ain't got no act right, and this is a quote from her. They need a man that's gonna give them some act right, and that's where that comes from. And if you're not the type of person that can sexually please your spouse, at some point she's going to lose respect for you. And that's like a continuous thing. Like you have to continually be about that. And then she mentioned that as far as what's faker, a black woman wearing weave or a black woman's orgasm, she put money on the orgasm. That 9 times out of 10, a black woman will fake an orgasm when she's having it. And that's a horrible, horrible thing because basically, you know, you're leaving unsatisfied. The man thinks that he's satisfying you. So now he thinks, oh, well, this is all I really need to do. So now you're really messed up. You see what I'm saying? Like just the manipulation, like since we talking about manipulation, like that's a big issue.
Yes.
So the main thing is lead, protect, provide, produce, and penetrate.
So that's ain't gotta be on point. We'll do it. I guess does it? I
So,
guess.
that was
Well,
my
I mean, I know
question.
it does, but I guess like, did she go deep on that?
Pause.
Ah.
Thought he was doing a DR segment.
No, I was gonna do the comedy drum roll.
Oh, I thought it was like, yeah, well, kind of. She went into it, but she kind of was like, you know, it doesn't take much imagination to understand what she's getting at there. And honestly, out of all of those, that's the red flashing light one that most people are attracted to, and then they pretty much miss the first 4, which is actually more important. It's the setup to the last one.
So I want to ask a question. Which ones do you think would be the most important? Like the top 3?
If I had to
There
go,
was only 4 of them.
No, it's 5.
no, it's 5.
Is it 5?
Yes, lead, protect, provide, produce, penetrate.
Lead, protect, provide, produce, and penetrate. Okay, I think I only wrote down 4. Lead, protect. Yes. Okay.
Yep, lead, protect, provide, produce, penetrate.
All right.
If I had to put this in a top 3, I would say protect is number 1. Like a woman has to feel protected because like if she's getting ran over by like your friends and your family or strangers, like that's a no off rip. Provide for me, I think would be number 2 for them. And again, we could ask a woman this. And then I think the last one would probably be lead, followed by produce and penetrate.
You don't think sex is up there
Well,
on the
I
list?
think penetrate is number 3. Absolutely.
I think if you're really holding it down, because I think women are so unsatisfied in sex anyway, because why would they be faking orgasms? I think that women have kind of resigned themselves to like, all right, well, I mean, the nigga ain't doing it like that, but he's taking care of everything else. I think women have gone to that mindset. I think they would love that. I think that's like the cherry on top, the icing on the cake. But I think women, at least in my experience that I've talked to, they've been through too many experiences where they get the nigga that can penetrate, but he don't do shit else, and then they're sick of him.
I think it go the other way too. I don't know. I mean, shit. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't know if I've known a woman to just leave their mate because their sex wasn't bad or their sex was bad, but they were providing in any other situation.
I know women that would cheat,
Yeah.
but I don't know if they would leave. See what I'm saying?
That's the difference.
Interesting. Do you think, well, which out of those 5, which one will be the worst? That if you didn't have anything in this category, that the other 4 could make up for?
I think provide.
I think I agree with him.
Yeah, I would say provide.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to not be able to provide to either meet what you're supposed to do as far as the household, but if you're like causing the downfall of the household, like I think on one episode when you talk about the 80-20 rule, and you asked you asked Rock that if she was financially damaging to the relationship, would you leave and would you fix it? I think in most cases, I think that's one case where the other stuff doesn't make up for it.
Right.
Like the sex regardless of how good it is, doesn't make up for it if you are fucking up financially or not able to provide. You know what I mean?
She had a bar for that too. She said that. So remember when she said that men are the head of the house and women are the head of the children. She said for women, when they are with a man that can't provide, they look at the man like a child because now she has to take care of them. And so you automatically lose respect because now you're my son. You're not my spouse. Like you're just another person that I have to take care of. So I think when I heard that, the way she said it, I was like, dang, like that's real life right there. So I think provide would probably be. What about you?
It's a toss up. I'm leaning towards protect because if a woman doesn't feel safe, even though you're providing, that's a huge issue.
I agree. Yeah, because that came to my top 3. You're right.
Yeah, because I feel like protected is a bigger one because even though you may not be providing everything, if if she feels safe and she has income that the household is taken care of, but you're leading and you're doing everything else. Like if somebody doesn't feel safe, like that's hard to get past.
And then quick thing for men. I want to get to your top 3 though, but quick thing for men. Y'all do know y'all can lead and not make the most money. Like y'all can. That's still because sometimes I think men kind of. I appreciate that, by the way. I think men sometimes get that confused. Like they think, well, I can only lead if I make the most money. But if you make solid decisions that benefit the family, it doesn't matter who brings in the most money. Because we all know people that make a lot of money, but they're bad with it. We know a lot of people that like they're successful in their own right in one category, but they're not well rounded. And so if the man can overall be a person that's seasoned in a lot of different areas where he can offer guidance and wisdom to his wife, that's really what the woman is looking for. A man that can't teach a woman something is useless. Literally. He has no value to her at all.
Yeah.
And I think every woman, for the most part, I don't want to say everyone, I would say a majority of women would agree with the fact that if their man can't teach them, if they're the ones teaching their man every single thing, that gets tiresome. That's whack. Like they it's just burdensome. Like why would they be with you? They're basically, again, you're a child. I'm raising you. I have to teach you everything. And I guess I can sidebar into this, but I do want to get your top 3.
Let me go ahead and knock this out real quick.
Yep.
I want to go back to that too. Mine would be protect. 'Cause I feel like lead and provide is very similar to me. Because if I'm leading, I'm able to provide and
Not
then
necessarily.
penetrate.
That's what I just got done talking about.
Yeah.
I literally just I just said how men get this confused.
I mean that's why I wanted to go ahead and jump into it because
Okay.
I do want to go ahead and talk about that part.
Right.
Because you're right. Just because you're leading, you don't have to be making the most money.
Right.
And just because you're providing,
Don't mean you leading.
I want to get into what that means. Because a lot of people confuse that with just paying for everything.
Right.
And being able to support your household is part of it, but in today's world, that's not economically possible for 80% of the world, men or women, to have a household and have just one person
Right.
financially take care of everything. But it's, to me anyway.
It's rare.
I mean, they can do it. It's just
Yeah.
you have to sacrifice. Like I had a discussion with my wife. I was like, if she wants to stop working, by all means, she could stop working. However, at that point, I guess as a leader, I would make decisions that we would cut back on certain things so I could still support her just off of my one income and allow her to do that. So it's your job as a man to figure out how to make that. Like you can live off one income. It's going to be some meager. Yeah, it's going to be some meager living, but you can do it. It's just, you got to lead that situation.
Okay.
But it's hard. It's hard.
That's some shit I would want to do.
It ain't some stuff you want to do. Yeah, real talk.
Because then it's like, your wife is gonna want to, or your spouse, right?
Yeah.
Because we're just talking about one income. Then your spouse is going to want to have certain stuff and want to buy certain stuff
Yep,
and
that's
travel
over.
certain places. And if your income doesn't meet those demands, I guess, or those requests, then you can't do those things.
Yep.
Like she wants to travel, but shit, we got the rent to pay. You know what I mean?
Travel to that bus stop.
Travel to that bus stop. Shit, we go to what's up? What's this new water park they got up here in Grand Prairie? Epic.
Sure, why not? It's the last
Y'all don't know about
episode.
that? Y'all don't know about that?
I mean, nobody's gonna fact check. It's the last episode.
It's the last episode. We don't care. You know,
Yeah, we
they're not-
could just lie.
they're not gonna
The last
respond.
episode. That is
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
Yeah. But yeah, like all this shit, it comes short unless you're making a lot of money. Because I know people that make a lot of money, and they're just I don't know them, but I know there are people that do make a lot of money to where their lifestyle can support just one income,
Right.
or one income can just support their lifestyle. But that's not some shit I would want to do. Like I wouldn't want to just if my wife didn't want to work anymore, we can make it. But I know my wife she's not the one that just wants, like she wants her own money. You know what I mean?
Same with my wife.
You know what I mean? So she wants to be able to have and do her own stuff, and she's not the ones to be like not going to work.
And I
At least
find a
not-
lot of
not
women
life.
actually get their identity in that because they feel like if they stop working and they just stay at home all day, it's like they lose their identity in their marriage. Like I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, because then it's like you just go to just taking care of the kids and the house.
Which is noble. There's nothing wrong with it. But I mean, yeah, some women they feel like they would lose their identity of who they were before the marriage to the marriage.
Some people feel that way now, though.
That's true too.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like this is
discussions.
spinning off. Yeah, this is spinning off.
All right.
Somebody get us back on track.
All right,
Yeah,
so,
go back, Rock.
I remember having a conversation, but back to the providing part is, I go, woman's like, hey, I still want to work, but I don't want to pay any bills. I want to my money is just for whatever I want to do, and I don't take care of anything in the household. And he just takes care of everything else. He takes me out. He does everything else. My money's just play money.
That's where the leading aspect has to come into play. Because you can,
There's relationships like that too.
yeah, there are.
I mean, they're out there, but as far as having somebody throw, it's like, well, no, you're supposed to be the provider. I'm not supposed to be doing anything. I'm supposed to just enjoy my money. So it's like,
Oh, you're saying the woman saying that to
yeah,
the
it's
man.
like people using that as a weapon in a relationship or in a marriage.
Yeah, but I think that weapon's only is. I think that weapon is only dangerous if you don't have the ability to talk them down. Like a woman can say that and use it as a weapon, but then they're kind of revealing who they are to you. And are you even attracted to that type of woman in the first place? Because if not, you wouldn't waste your time from that conversation forward. See what I'm saying? So it's almost like they self-eliminated themselves.
I mean, if you don't have that conversation until you're already married, then it's too late at that point.
I mean, 54%, 64%. What's the going rate right now? I mean, it don't take no long. It don't take too long. I did mine for free. Like, nigga, I was in court for 15 minutes. Nigga, my shit was easy. We had a celebration,
Celebration, pop champagne.
like, real quick. I mean, it's not that hard. I'm just saying, it wouldn't be abnormal for you to be like, nope.
Yeah.
I mean, this is America.
Okay, bet.
But okay, cool. So that's your top 3. So which one would you think is the least valuable?
Oh, least.
Even though we're all agreeing this is valuable, but I mean, like, you got your top 3, but I feel like you asked us what was the one we would think would be the least important.
Man, I would have to go with sex.
Clutches pearls.
I mean, because
Clutches
like
pearls.
everything else is, if you're not financially stable, then that's a huge deterrent. If your woman doesn't feel safe with you, that's a huge deterrent. If you're not leading the family in a better direction, that's a huge deterrent. Like everything else is I wouldn't. Everything is necessary, but everything else it seems more of a cliffhanger. So I feel like if you have if a person is everything else is there, everything else is perfect, and I'm not saying the sex is just terrible. It's just not. It's just it could be better.
You can teach sex.
You can teach sex.
You can teach it.
And I think also I think sex is high on the list when you're younger, but then the older you get, you probably don't have as much sex, so it comes like it drops on the list.
That's real talk.
You know
Wow.
what I mean? So yeah, because I was thinking about it. I was thinking about. I was like, man, sex is high on the list, but then I'm like, okay, well, how much would my list change from now versus when I'm like 50?
Right.
You know what I mean? Or 60.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
See,
That's why you got the blue pills.
He moved past 30.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden these things
Now,
start
you
to
see
come
how,
up.
yeah, you see how I'm thinking now? This shit is crazy.
That nigga turned
when the
31
podcast
and
first
he's
started,
like, wait a minute.
he's like, you know what I'm saying?
Is sex that important?
I would have.
Below friends, empty nigga? Empty nigga?
Yeah. Shit.
In his
What?
20s.
Nah, what's going on with me?
This
Oh my
nigga-
gosh. I don't like
It's like
this.
aging in dog years.
Man. That's trash.
Nigga
but
getting
yeah.
soft in his old age. Pause. Like,
I don't like this. But
I'm
yeah.
just saying, when we started
just
this
make-
podcast, he was 29 years old, wide-eyed and bushy tail.
Wide-eyed, bushy tail, man.
Playing
Tired.
3 post sports at one time.
What's
Yeah.
up with it?
Now this nigga walk around in a circle 3 times before he lay down.
Gotta make sure it's the right spot. You know what I'm saying? Gotta make sure it's the right spot. But yeah, man, I think so. If I'm just being honest, man, the older you get, I'm not saying I'm there now.
I'm
I'm
just saying.
definitely
Don't
not.
tell on yourself.
I'm definitely not. But I mean, I just think so. I mean, I think when you get up in age, there's other stuff that just it becomes more important, like leading and providing and producing. That's important. I think at any age you are. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
I agree. I think the protection thing, because I had this discussion with my wife, and it came down to protecting her emotionally. So we had a family member that went at my wife in a manner that we felt was disrespectful, and I stepped up and said my piece about it. And I'll never forget, my wife actually was just like, thank you so much for, stepping up for me, because she has a homegirl who is also going through a similar situation where they were disrespected by a family member. And they were venting to her, and she was talking about how, like, damn, like this, it made her appreciate the fact that I stepped up in that moment, right?
Yeah.
And so I was having a discussion, and I was just telling them, like, man, it's hard because my situation was kind of different, because it was a step parent, right? But I also had
even your parent,
huh?
It wasn't even like your mom.
Right,
Or
no,
it
no, no,
It
no.
wasn't like your side of the family. Was what I'm saying.
Right. No, it was a step parent.
Yeah.
My step parent.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Right. And so I had to have the discussion. But then I had a situation with my mom. And that one was a little tricky, because it's my mom. And I'm the one, like, my mom pretty much raised me. And, what she did, it wasn't a big deal, but it was it's disrespectful. So she popped up at the crib one time, unannounced completely, right? And it kind of rubbed my wife the wrong way. And I struggled to address that. I did. I genuinely struggled to address that, because it's like, it's my mom. She ain't mean nothing about it. Like, it's cool.
Right.
Like, I try to
smooth things.
Yeah,
over.
It didn't work.
Try to get out of it.
Right. I try to get out of it.
You got
And
Bob
then-
and Weave. You're heavyweight now.
Yeah.
You can't take them hits.
Man.
Those body shots hurt now.
Oh man, yeah, my feet slow though. But I tried to talk my way out of it. It didn't really work out. But a year and a half later, it came up again.
Oh,
Right, and so I had to have this conversation with my mom that was hella uncomfortable. like, cause she had came all the way from California, came to the crib unannounced. We had no idea she was driving from California to Dallas. First of all, that's a long drive. So safety is a question.
24 hours from those who don't know.
Yeah, 24 hours. So I'm upset off of that. But it's also another sign of like, well, you're just kind of showing up when you really want to without checking. Like, you have no idea what's going on at the house, what we could be doing. Like, we may not even be at the house. Like, how did you even know we would be home?
Yeah,
and you
butt ass naked running around the house playing tag.
Something. I mean, anything. What was that?
I don't know. I missed it.
But yeah. What if y'all hadn't been there? That's true.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she would have drove 24 hours, been dog tired, and nothing. We could have been at the movies. We always at the movies. You know, anything could have been going on.
Y'all could have been out of town.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I had the conversation, and I struggled. I kind of like fumbled my way through it. I put my foot down to a certain extent, but you know, it was kind of because it's my mom, and I was talking to somebody about why is that so hard, and I think for men who are raised by single women, that's extremely difficult. That's an extremely difficult conversation to have.
Even if it's both parents, that's a difficult conversation.
Still, even for
because
you?
it's mom.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's mom.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
it is different when you're a single parent though, because this is the one parent that's raised you through everything
and held you down in spite of.
Right, in spite of. So there's like a certain connection there that, of course, you have if you have both parents in the household, but when you only have one, and you maybe seen your mom struggle to kind of provide for you and all that
2-3
stuff.
jobs.
So it's different. I would agree with Rudy on that.
And then, you know, you think like, well, they just want the best for me. Like, they ain't never gonna do nothing that's gonna hurt me or overstep the boundaries or anything. So, you know, I try to explain a lot of stuff away. And I was telling this person, like, this is why it's so difficult, because that is mom. That's the person that you think is never gonna do anything wrong, but then you realize that they're human too. And I think that's where the protection is so important, because if you do not protect your spouse, they will turn on you. They will that respect level.
Facts.
That respect level will drop. You ever want to use a word but don't know if you can say it confidently, so you don't use it?
Oh,
that
all
just
time.
happened to me.
All the time.
What was it? Expeditiously?
No, I was gonna say I was about to say the respect would drop precipitously, but I couldn't say it confidently, so I was like,
It drops fast. It drops.
yeah,
fast.
it drops quick. That's what I meant to say. But the thing is, like, you lose so much in that one category, right? So it could be a friend, it could be a family member. It's harder when it's a family member, but like, it could be a friend, and if you do not defend the spouse in that moment, that compromises the leadership. Mm-hmm. That compromises the respect level, and in a sense, it kind of compromises you producing. It bleeds into a lot of different areas.
Yeah, it does.
And it causes a lot of problems. And the biggest issue, my dad taught me this, son, I have to go to sleep with my wife. I have to live there. Mm-hmm. So there's only certain things that I can do in that situation. And I got to respect that.
Right.
And then the same thing for me is like, I live with my spouse. So I have to protect her, because if I don't protect her, it's open season. Like, could you imagine if you had, like, Jay, picture yourself, like, you're talking to a woman. Mm-hmm. You take her to Shreveport. Mm-hmm. Your mom starts shitting on her. Right?
Yeah.
And you give her the pass. So you don't say nothing. Well, now it's open season, and your girl or potential, whatever, there's no wall to protect her from the family, because she doesn't have the credibility to stand up to the family, because she's a newbie.
Yes, yeah.
And then you're the only line of protection, and you're just a bystander.
Yep.
So she has no bodyguard. It's almost like sending her into a minefield every time you guys are around family. She don't know where the bomb's at, and nobody's guiding her. Nobody's gonna help her out. Like, she's just stuck.
Yep.
And any conversation could be the landmine.
That is facts.
Yeah.
And something like tech, like once you break that, that shit takes so long to get back.
And
everything.
that actually was one of my questions, because with y'all being married, with one of those issues being, we can stick with the protecting, like once that issue it happened, where they don't feel safe anymore, how do you repair it to get the respect, to get the trust back?
It's almost like another situation has to come up so you can prove your point.
Bars.
That's
true.
kind of like what has to happen.
That's
Like,
true.
So like if a situation never comes, it's like
You just asked out.
Yeah, it would seem like that, but yeah, that's how I feel. It's like
I'll make the analogy like this. I love basketball. Steph Curry is a perfect example of this situation. Steph Curry won a championship against an injured Cavaliers team. The next year, he becomes like the man in basketball, but then he blows a 3-1 lead, right? So now, in order to get back the respect that he lost in that 3-1 lead, he needs to lead his team to a championship. But now he has Kevin Durant. So now when he wins the championship, he didn't really prove anything. So the opportunity to lead never came up again. That's what Ave is talking about. You don't defend the spouse, right? Now you have to pray for an opportunity for something else to give you an opportunity to lead again.
and it's crazy because like you don't want the friction, but you
Right.
need the friction.
You
to
need it
prove
to happen.
yourself to your.
It's like you're literally praying for a bomb to go off. It's nuts.
Baby, step on this goddamn
That
landmine.
is nuts.
Yes, that's. Oh my god!
It's a
I just have
precarious-
I just have a headache. Thinking,
It's a precarious
about it.
position to be in.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
It's bad.
It is bad. So yeah, that's probably the most. Now that we're talking it out, whatever that one was, that's the most important one. Protection. That's
Yeah.
the most.
That was my
important
number.
one.
I think that was my number one. I feel like that was my number one.
Yeah,
But-
definitely for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, definitely.
Anyway, man. We got any more you want to get out of that?
I don't. What do you guys think?
Let's see. Nah, we went through them we went through protect pretty thoroughly. Went
Oh,
through leading.
I got one.
Okay.
Which one do you think you could improve in the most out of those 5? Because I know you on the scene, doing your thing.
For me, it would be producing. Because I feel like I have a lot of idle time where I could be improving and working myself more than what I am now. So for me, it'll be that. Leading, I think I'll be pretty strong at. Everything else, I think I'll be pretty good at. Just the producing part will be my biggest weakness.
I think mine would be protecting. But ironically,
Shit, so you waiting for that landmine to go off?
well, I think I am the landmine.
Shit.
You think you are?
So you have to protect it from yourself.
Right.
Shit.
I think I'm the landmine. So that's the thing I think, because I've been trying to do the self-evaluation thing today.
That's deep.
Yeah.
You gotta protect somebody from yourself.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Tell me more. I need to hear more about this.
Well, okay, so I've been doing this whole self-evaluation thing because I want to improve my marriage, right? And I've noticed that, like everybody, like human beings, you spend enough time with each other, there's going to be conflict. You know what I'm saying? What's the saying? Familiarity breeds conflict.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good enough.
It was a bar, right?
It was a bar.
If it wasn't, it's one now.
right.
Reds 2019. But we've had ups and downs too. And slowly but surely I'm starting to realize that, I'm contributing more to that than I would care to. And so now I need to really start to hone in on, okay, well, how can I avoid us getting into an argument? How am I pouring, because it's not just that we have a spark. It's like we'll have a spark. So like argument will pop up. It's just a spark. But I will go to the gas station, fill it up, come back to the spark, pour gasoline on it, and then watch it burn. And then look at the flames in the sky like a proud father, like
like a proud arson.
like a proud arsonist. Like look what I created.
Look like the Joker. Everything burns.
Everything burns. It's not about money. It's about sending a message. So You know, again, transparency. I love this podcast about transparency. I feel like this is one of the places I could be the most transparent out of any place in my life.
Well, it was.
For sure.
It was this place.
Yeah,
this is our last episode.
This last
Yeah,
episode.
Yeah, you're right. So,
Damn.
I gotta find another spot.
Yeah, you gotta find another spot.
Maybe there's a nice couch I can lay on. So you want to talk about arsony? Huh? Don't put me in jail. I'm a debater, and I love the art of debate. And sometimes your greatest strength is your greatest weakness. I'm very good at it, but I'm very good at it. So like, if me and my wife get into it about something, I go into debate mode because all I watch is debates.
Damn, yeah.
I watch presidential debates. I watch ESPN First Take. I watch Undisputed. I listen to talk shows all day.
Yeah, you can't.
You know,
can't do that one.
There's an art to it, and it's actually really enjoyable when you get to the nuance of, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but if you're the only person debating,
That's the problem.
Oh yeah, or
No.
if you even debate with your spouse.
Yeah, there's no fun. There's no fun in debating somebody who's not going to debate back. Like, that's boring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're getting redundant. It's
so
like,
you're pouring gasoline and you're bored watching it.
Yes.
well, yeah, it's like everything lights up on fire, and then you're just kind of looking at it like with disappointment.
Right.
It's kind of like a firecracker. Like, you light it up, and then you think it's the big pow because that's what it says, and then it just goes pew.
Right. That's it. Yeah.
Damn, that was it. That was barely worth the.
Yeah. The $25 you spent on it.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think I'm the landmine, getting back to the point. And so I have to work on protecting my wife from me. And that's an interesting place to be.
Damn.
I don't know how many times people think about it like that. Because, you know, we always like to think like, oh, well, I'm the man. Like, I'm protecting her from all these outside forces. No, nigga, you could be the force.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? You could be the hurricane that knocks the house down. And so
Damn.
It's a learning lesson for me. And I think that's the one that I have the most opportunity to grow in. And so it's weird because I feel like as men, we have a responsibility to learn more so we can lead. Because we said earlier, like, you know, a man that can't teach a woman anything is useless. Right? So I try to read all these things and learn all these things so I'm equipped so that when the moment comes up, I can actually produce in that moment. I can actually give her the guidance that she needs. But now I'm trying to learn to give myself the guidance to know that battle's not worth engaging in. Let that one slide.
How was that for you? Like, as like a,
It sucks.
like once you realized it, like how was that? Like when you realized, like, shit, I'm the bomb, I guess. Yeah.
It's I want to say it's poetic. It kind of makes a lot of sense because if you think about it from just a sense of, well, from a spiritual sense, I guess Satan is about killing and destroying. So what better irony than let the one that's supposed to be the leader destroy the house that he's supposed to protect? Like, how ironic is that?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it's almost like what's that story with the Trojan horse, where the Trojan horse enters the gates and there's a celebration, but inside the horse is all these men that are waiting for them to get drunk so they can slaughter all of them. So the thing that they're celebrating as, hey, this is a symbol of our victory, is actually the thing that's going to crush you.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's kind of ironic and poetic, and I was like, okay, well, now I got to play my role. And sometimes winning in life is about knowing what game you're playing at the moment that you're playing it. So as long as you know the rules to the game, it's cool. It's like, okay, cool. Well, I'm the enemy. Cool. That's the game we're playing. I'm the enemy. All right. Now that I know I'm the enemy, what can I do? What moves can I make to prevent myself from accomplishing the goal?
Right.
And that's the new game.
Damn. That's deep.
I didn't go too far, did I?
Nah, man, that was deep as hell. Shit. Wow.
But see, you know what's frustrating? I'll say some deep shit like this, right? And then I'll get hit with, nigga, you think you know everything. Motherfucker.
Well, it's different when it's self evaluation. Like everything you just said now was deep, but it was just about yourself. Like it was a self realization that you had.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if there's anything that you feel like you should know somewhat about, is something that you need to work on. So I don't think that's an issue.
Yeah, but if I say it like that, then it's just like, nigga, why you trying to sound all deep? You don't know everything, nigga.
I mean,
Depending on who you're talking to, perhaps maybe.
yeah, I'm about to say, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, no, I think that's profound that you realize that. That's hard, especially for some people, especially for men, where you feel like you should be a certain way in a relationship, especially a marriage, and you realize that you're not that, but you can actually be the downfall of that. That's real, bro. I can't lie.
Yeah, nigga, you J.R. Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, you dribbling the ball back. That's crazy.
Dumbass. Dang it, I'm supposed to stop. All right. What about you? What do you think's your biggest?
Probably. Damn. Now I'm getting them confused because I feel like providing and producing are the same thing.
No, providing is you bring the check to the table. Producing is something outside of the check. Like you're being active, like you're doing something to either create a legacy for the family, or you're doing something that will benefit either the community, your family, or yourself.
Okay, well,
that's an easy way to.
I got you. So I would say producing. You know, because I think we're getting to this point now in our marriage where we have to start thinking outside. Well, we've already been thinking outside of us, right? Me and my wife. But I think we're getting to the point now to where like we really should start, I guess, or me. I'm gonna talk about me. I should start, I guess, having stuff in play for my daughter, like maybe putting money back for her and like getting her situated and all that stuff. So I think that's one thing that I need to work on for sure. I know in the past, shit, it's my weakness has been, what was the other P?
Oh, you got
Penetration.
Yeah,
Penetration. Yeah, man. No, provide. Provide. Because there was at one point in our relationship, like I wouldn't work and then I would find a job and then I get laid off. And so it was like a lot of, I guess, the household stuff would be on her. You know what I mean? And that's stressful, for both parties involved because, you as a man, you feel like you should be bringing in a check and providing for your wife. But then your wife is like, well, she has it, but then she doesn't want to have it herself. Right. Which, she shouldn't. So, that was stressful in itself. But man, I've gone through that. You know what I mean? That's just not fun. But I mean, at this point in time, probably producing. Because I feel like now that I'm in a position where providing isn't as much, it's not a hassle, I feel like I should be expounding into other areas, which I feel like I am, but I feel like I can do it more.
Well, let me ask you, because somebody might be in that situation, what would you say to the man who is in that position where they feel like they're not providing and their spouse is actually holding down the fort? Like, how do you mentally and emotionally get through that?
Well, are they, or do they just feel it?
Say they are. They're in there. They're in that situation. Like
they don't have the job.
They don't have a job. Their wife is working or their girlfriend is working, and they're just not able to do that right now.
That's tough. That's tough mentally. Because it's like everything that you've grown up to know, it's like you can't. This is something that you can't do now. You know what I mean? It's like you put a pause on everything, and it could not even be your fault. Like you can get laid off and shit, you just don't have money coming in. You know what I mean? So mentally, I would say talk it out with somebody. That's what I had to do. Like if I was, because I would like fall into like, I'm gonna say a deep sadness, because I feel like depression is a strong word. So I'm gonna say a deep sadness to where like it starts affecting different parts of your life. You know what I mean? To where like you can't make decisions effectively and all that stuff. So I would say, one, talk it out, and two, I mean, try to get out of the situation as soon as possible, because it's like your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, it can cause friction. It can cause a lot of friction. And if you don't want that friction, then you got to try to get out of that space as quickly as you possibly can, you know, or at least make an effort to. Like, if she sees there's an effort of you at least trying, or try to bring in some type of money, some type of anything, right? Whether you got to, because there's a lot of ways you can make money now. I mean, you can Uber, you can do a whole bunch of shit. So it's like, if there's effort there and you trying to provide, I think that would be enough, at least in the short term, for her to be like, okay, he's at least trying. But if you're not trying, like that's a red flag, because you'll have some people that lose their job and then just sit on it, right? Like there's like nothing's coming in, like you can't bring nothing in, like nothing. You can't bring $200 in, $300 in. So, I mean, it's a tough spot to be in, dude. It is, especially when you're the man. Like that shit is tough. But
would you say long term, after you get out of it, it helps strengthens the union or partnership, because you know that person truly has your back after, you know, because they see you at your worst.
yeah, it could. And you got to think too, like when shit can be bad. It can be bad when you're in it, but then when you're out of it, that shit doesn't look as bad. You know what I mean? But so let's just say, for example, you know, you don't have a job, and your spouse, whatever, is like, I'm sitting here, I'm doing this, I'm taking care of the household and all this stuff, and you're like, yeah, but shit, like I'm trying to get it together. But then like you get out of it, and y'all are good now. You know, y'all might look back on it, or your spouse may look back on it and be like, man, like that wasn't really like a bad time, but shit, you thinking like, shit, what you mean?
I was
Shit, you was in my head. Like, what are you talking about?
Yo, you ever be in that situation where your wife conveniently forgets how much hell she puts you through?
It's like, what are you talking about? You tripping?
Like, I don't never think they really hitting you. Like, no, nigga, you hit me.
Hey,
It
no,
hurt.
when you out of something, it looks way different than when you in
In that
shit.
moment.
Yeah, it definitely is. But it definitely does. It definitely does on both sides. I mean, because of course, you know, you feel the spouse that doesn't have a job, you feel as if your counterpart will be able to hold you down.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which is good, because that builds trust, that builds love there, and all that stuff. But even from the other person's side, it's like you realize that you're willing to stick with them through something else that some people may leave
Right.
the relationship for. So,
Right.
yeah, I think it definitely does build a strength there, or build a bond for sure. But nigga,
That was deep.
was it?
But
Yeah.
just going through that shit.
Yeah, I felt the emotion coming out of you.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Not being able to provide is real. And I think it's more of a struggle for the guy than it's more of a struggle for the guy than a woman thinks that it is.
Man, because that ego is bruised.
Yeah,
every
so
day.
like your wife or whatever may think that you're going through a bad time, but she doesn't really know how bad it is for you.
Right.
Outside looking in, because there's so many factors, like you said, ego and, you know, responsibility that you're supposed to have as a man. Like all this shit takes, like all this shit comes into play. But she just see it as you're sad because you don't have a job. But you see it as like, damn, I have a whole household I got to take care of. I got this, and it's like I'm not
It's
in a
like
position
going
to do
against
it.
your own nature.
Yeah, I'm not in a position to do it. So yeah,
And then she come home. How come these dishes ain't clean?
Oh,
you ain't cook. Like,
What?
damn, I mean, for that job, look at
nigga, you ain't see I'm playing 2K and eating pizza.
Yeah, you didn't see me online. Shit.
Right, shit. You see me online all day on.
Shit, nigga, my record 214 and 20.
Yeah, man, that's interesting. But yeah, so that's what that is. Yeah. What? Why is everybody? Anybody got anything else?
No, I just think this is like, I think we went out with a bang.
This was a good show to
I
end
think
on,
we
though.
did, man. You
Yeah.
know, we should give ourselves a round of applause.
Yeah,
for this.
round of applause for the
this
last
is
episode.
a
Last episode.
Check us out.
You know y'all niggas gonna miss us, right?
I think they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all right.
Yeah, I think they are. They're gonna miss us.
Yeah, we had a good run.
We did have a good. We had a great run.
Yeah.
80 episodes, a good solid number to go off on.
Yeah. Season finales, you know, normally come around episode 10 for some of these podcasts.
Yes.
But, you know, not talk about anybody.
We went 8 times as long.
Just saying.
Damn, hell yeah, man. We didn't even give up what's the scenarios on the way out, man.
Like, our
We didn't
budget,
give them
our
that,
budget
dog.
spent, dog.
Budget
Like,
is
no,
spent.
everything
Budget
must go.
spent,
Sure,
yeah.
the scenario is the season finale, and the song is playing right now.
What song would you play for the season finale? Oh,
Bop
this
Alicia.
Hell yeah.
one. Don't worry, we did it for you.
Oh man, shit. All right, let's get the hell out of here, man. Hit us up, I guess. Speak Between Lines, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Just text us, y'all.
or just text us if you got our number, or DM us if you have our personal accounts. Also, check out our merch. We have a liquidation, everything must go sale on our t-shirts, our hoodies, our
Yeah.
Tyler t-shirts, our mugs, our tote bags, all that shit.
Yeah, it's 100 degrees outside. Hoodies are 99% off.
99% off. Maybe.
Possibly.
Possibly.
We need some money.
Check the website.
The price is on the website, I promise.
If it's still up.
Right. If it's still up, right, we just shut that bitch down.
Server unavailable.
This page cannot be found. Looking ass. Yeah, bit.ly/SBTO store. You can find all of our shit. That's nothing else. This is King Gabe signing off for the last time.
This is J-Rock. It's been a good time with y'all. It's a pleasure.
Salutations, Young Rez.
Between the lines, we out of here.
We should disappear for a week just to focus.
Damn, y'all niggas going for real? Like y'all for real go?
Why the people who didn't get to end the episode like, is this really it?
Yeah, like this is it. Oh shit.
That was sick.